Hi friends, I'm Amit Kumar and welcome to Technical Education classes. This is the second part of hard disk drive and components. This picture shows head arm or head slider of our hard disk. The arm on which the read-write head of hard disk drive is located is called head slider as shown in this figure. And in this picture you can see very close up of our hard disk read write head arrangement. You can see here micro actuator and slider system, air bearing contour and read write head connectors. These are made in catamaran sailboat shape. You can see in this picture. The small size slider has many advantages such as the lower weight allow for faster acceleration and deceleration. Here next part is head actuator mechanism. The read-write head of HDD is moved on the plotter surface using head actuator mechanism. Two different head actuator mechanisms are used. First one is stepper motor actuator and second is voice coil actuator. The two actuator mechanism works on completely different principle. Compare the different characteristics of HDD actuator mechanism. Most of the older, low capacity, low cost hard disk drive use the stepper motor actuator assembly to move read-write head. All the new drive use voice coil actuator assembly. तो आज के डेट में हम लोग वॉइस कॉइल एक्चुएटर ही जनरली यूज़ करते हैं। ओल्ड सिस्टम का यूज़ हम लोग नहीं करते हैं। ओल्ड सिस्टम में ये है कि इसमें काफ़ी ज़्यादा मैकेनिकल सिस्टम जुड़ा हुआ है और जितने आपके मैकेनिकल सिस्टम्स होंगे उतना ज़्यादा आपका सिस्टम जो है वो स्लो होगा। डे बाय डे हमारा जो हार्ड डिस्क का जो कैपेसिटी है वो इंक्रीज़ होते ही जा रहा है और अगर इसकी कैपेसिटी को हम इंक्रीज़ कर रहे हैं तो ये ज़रूरी है कि इसका जो स्पीड है वो हाई रहे और इसका स्पीड हाई तभी रहेगा जब इसके जो मैकेनिकल पार्ट्स हैं वो जितना हो सके हम कम से कम कर सके। इसके लिए हम लोग इन मैकेनिकल सिस्टम्स को जिसमें स्टेपर मोटर्स हैं और इसके साथ पिनियन गियर सिस्टम्स हैं इनको हम लोग रिड्यूस करते गए और इसमें हम लोगों को एक सिस्टम मिला दैट इज़ कॉल्ड वॉइस कॉइल एक्चुएटर असेंबली। ये वॉइस कॉइल एक्चुएटर असेंबली वॉइस के सिस्टम पर काम करता है। आगे इस चीज़ को हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे। नाउ वी विल स्टडी अबाउट द कंसेप्ट ऑफ स्टेपर मोटर एक्चुएटर। A stepper motor is a special type of motor that rotates in steps and turns a fixed angle with each step. The stepper motor is connected to the read-write head actuator using the two methods. यहाँ हम लोग एक कंसेप्ट और स्टडी करेंगे कि स्टेपर मोटर को स्टेपर मोटर क्यों कहते हैं। स्टेपर मोटर जो है वो सिंपल मोटर के तरफ मूव नहीं करता है, ये स्टेप्स में घूमता है, स्टेप्स में मूव करता है और इच स्टेप में ये एक फिक्स्ड एंगल के साथ मूव करता है, सो दैट इट इज़ कॉल्ड स्टेपर मोटर। फर्स्ट वन इज स्प्लिट मेटल बैंड मैकेनिज्म एंड सेकेंड इज रैक एंड पिनियन गियर मैकेनिज्म। These mechanisms are used to convert the rotational motion of the stepper motor into the in and out motion required to move the read-write head over the disk surface. So first one is split metal band mechanism. The mechanism uses two bands made of special steel alloys to convert the rotation of the stepper motor into the inner motion required to move the head over the disk surface. The drawback with this system is time the band may stretch, in positioning system accuracy may reduce. तो इस सिस्टम में हम लोग दो बैंड का यूज़ करते हैं और ये स्पेशल स्टील अलॉय के बने होते हैं जो रोटेशन को कन्वर्ट करते हैं स्टेपर मोटर के, वो लीनियर मोशन में इसको कन्वर्ट कर देते हैं। इस बैंड का स्ट्रेच हो जाना इस सिस्टम का सबसे बड़ा ड्रॉबैक है। दिस पिक्चर शोज स्प्लिट मेटल बैंड मैकेनिज्म। इस पिक्चर के थ्रू हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि स्टेपर मोटर के जस्ट ऊपर में स्प्लिट बैंड लगा हुआ है और यह किस तरह से एक्चुएटर आर्म से जुड़ा हुआ है, जिससे हमारा जो हेड है वो प्लॉटर के ऊपर मूव कर सके इजीली। This picture shows the rack and pinion gear mechanism used to drive the read-write head inside the hard disk drive. The problem with this system is, with time as the gears deteriorate, the wear will increase play in the gears. Now we will study about voice coil actuator. This is the very fantastic system that removes so many mechanical parts in our hard disk drive. And nowadays, almost in all hard disk drive use this voice coil actuator system, except that SSD, that is solid state drive, where uh, all the parts are solid state device. There is no any type of mechanical parts there. For this time, let's study about the voice coil actuator now. It is used to solve most of the problem associated with the stepper motor head actuator system. The basic principle behind this system is taken from the voice coil used inside a typical audio speaker, as you shown in this figure below. Coil based head actuator mechanism, the electromagnetic coil is connected to the head rack and placed near a stationary permanent magnet. There is no direct contact between the magnet and the coil. हमारा जो मैग्नेट है और कॉइल है इसके बीच में कोई डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट नहीं रहता है। डायरेक्ट कांटेक्ट रहने का मतलब है वहाँ पर वियर एंड टियर का प्रॉब्लम होगा, यानी वहाँ पर वो घिसाएगा और फिर वो मैकेनिकल प्रॉब्लम आना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. सो देर इज ए नो डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट बिटवीन मैग्नेट एंड द कॉइल. In this picture you can see very easily how voice coil actuator is situated in our inside our hard disk. You can see this. This is a voice coil actuator and it is fixed with permanent magnets, upper yoke steel plate, and you can see the rotatory actuator pivot, head and magnets, low yoke steel plates also. This magnetic force will make the coil to move away from or towards the permanent magnet. As the coil moves, it will also move the head rack with it. The advantage of this system is very light in weight and can be moved very fast over the disk surface without touch. As you see in the previous picture, I'm also introduced one picture also that is uh, actually for magnetic suspension angle to clear this. And you can see this is a voice coil actuator in yellowish color, and how it connect with magnets and actuator pivot system, and with low yoke steel plate, and see the magnetic angle also in this picture. Now there is some disadvantages also in this system. The disadvantage with this system is it limits the total disk surface that can be used to store the data. Two types of voice coil mechanisms are linear voice coil actuator and second is rotatory voice coil actuators. In linear voice coil actuator system, the head moved in and out over the disk surface in a straight line. In a rotatory voice coil actuator system uses the rotatory arm to move the read-write head. Let's move the next internal part of our hard disk is a spindle motor. It is used to rotate the hard disk drive platters. This motor directly connects to a spindle on which the platters are connected, so it is vibration free. In this picture, we can see the different parts of a spindle motor that includes motor base, FDB, stator core, armature winding, ring magnet, rotor yoke, hub, and its seal. Also, we can see the different parts that is connected with our spindle motor is motor axis, uh, top cap, base cowling, spacer ring, and at the top we can fix our platter. With this picture you can also see the different parts of our hard disk that is inside of our hard disk, that is actuator axis, plotter, and especially spindle in this topic, HDD case, read-write head, and actuator arm. That and you can see with this green line moving direction of this actuator arm. So with this picture we can see that a spindle motor is used to rotate the hard disk drive plotters. This motor directly connected to a spindle on which the plotters are connected, so it is vibration free. This motor works on a feedback loop and automatically adjusts the rotation speed. The given figure shows a spindle and spindle motor of the hard disk drive. You can see in this picture plotter, spindle motor, and uh, spindle ground strap that is connected with the other mechanical part of our hard disk. In this picture we can see a spindle ground strip. That is our next topic. So spindle ground strip. A spindle ground strip is also called static wiper arm. This wiper arm is normally located at the bottom side of the hard disk drive, as you can see in the previous picture. It is used to dissipate the static charge generation of plotter and air inside the hard disk drive. If this static discharge arm is not provided, then the static built inside the hard disk drive may discharge through the read-write head, destroying the data on the hard disk and even the read-write head. This arm is made of copper and connects to the spindle through a carbon or graphite button. Next internal part of our hard disk drive is logic board. Logic board controls all these different parts of hard disk drive. It is also used to interface hard disk drive with the computer. The IDE type hard disk contains the drive controller circuit on the drive logic board. Many times the HDD failure is due to the failure of logic board. A power problem or some other problem may destroy the logic board on the hard disk drive. In detail of this logic board you can see in the previous part of hard disk. Our hard disk drive is very compact system. You can see up to this there is so many systems, so there is a air filter is also very necessary part. The most of the user think that inside the hard disk there is a vacuum, but it is not true. The hard disk drive does not work in vacuum condition. The read write head near air to float on the air surface. Nearly all hard disk drive will have two air filters. One is called recirculating air filter and the second is called breather filter. These filters are permanently sealed inside the drive near and never to be changed for the life of the hard disk drive. This picture shows air filter inside the hard disk. The recirculating air filter is used to filter any particles dis- dislodged from inside the drive, such as scraps of disk media removed by the read-write head during the disk operation. This filter does not circulate the external air to the inside of the disk drive. The breather filter or the barometric filter is the only connection of the inside of the hard disk drive with the outside environment. This filter used to equalize the external air pressure and the pressure inside the hard disk drive. Thank you for watching this video.